When you open your eyes in the morning, you will be surrounded by something incredible, beyond your senses yet undeniably real. I, the Lord, will enter your time, not to observe, but to act. What once wore you down will be repurposed. What felt like the end was simply preparation. The losses that wounded you were never punishment. They were divine cuts, severing ties that would have hindered your growth. You need to hear this clearly. It wasn't me who caused your tears. It wasn't me who turned away. It wasn't me who removed what you begged to keep. The origin of your pain is spiritual. There's warfare against your peace, not for what you did, but for the glory that is yet to come through you. Hell has sensed what heaven is about to release. That's why the pressure has intensified. That's why you've faced resistance that seems irrational. I saw your silence born of shame. I heard the questions no one else could. You thought you were being punished, but what's really happening is this. I'm fortifying you internally, building a structure that time can't erode. You've been pressed low because your rise will be visible. They came for your mind, your relationships, your dreams. But their force won't prevail. What is coming is new. What I've woven into you is unique. That's why there's warfare. That's why there's tension. But that's also why heaven has already begun to shift. And now, listen. This message isn't just comfort. It's a call to attention. From this moment, nothing will remain the same. If you feel this in your spirit, declare it. This isn't just a message, it's direction. Click like as a prophetic response. And write in the comments with conviction, I understand. God has set me apart for something greater. This is not for everyone. It's for those who can sense the hour of awakening. They stopped listening to you, so you began listening to everyone. Since your heart was wounded, you've accepted advice meant to ease pain, even if it pulled you away from me. You've searched for answers in places where my name is spoken, but my voice is not present. What you thought was guidance was just distraction. And the emptiness you now feel isn't a lack of direction, it's the overload of voices that weren't sent from above. You are not lost. You are lonely, crowded by unfamiliar voices that have drowned out my whisper. That's why your soul feels scattered. You awaken heavy, confused. You overthink, yet act little. You start, but don't finish. You plan, but always stall mid-step. And what others call weakness, I call spiritual noise. You let human voices take my place. They sounded wise, but lacked my anointing. They seemed deep, but left your spirit untouched. They moved your emotions, but not your soul. And what pains me? You still think you're obeying me. But lately, all you've done is try to please those who cheer you and ignore those who correct you. I didn't raise you to echo crowds. I raised you to hear me, even when my voice contradicts popular opinion. Out of fear, you traded conviction for convenience. For popularity, you embraced the advice of people who don't pray, don't fast, and don't seek my face, but somehow feel qualified to shape your destiny. The result: confusion, weariness, and spiritual fatigue. Now you know where it began. When you stopped filtering what you let into your spirit. When you gave up my whisper for louder distractions. When you gave your ear to those who never carried a cross. but wanted to direct your path. Today, I'm calling you back, not to shame you, but to realign you, not to reject, but to cleanse, not to isolate you from everyone, but to separate you from what doesn't come from me. There's a plan in motion, and it depends on your ability to hear me again. You will only discern what's ahead when you silence what's been keeping you from my presence. And yes, I will teach you to recognize my voice amid the chaos, to discern truth from falsity. But it will require a difficult step, shutting off what feeds your soul, but weakens your spirit. If you've read this far, there is still hope for restoration. What comes after this awakening will be breathtaking. You are not exhausted because of long days. You are exhausted because you're distant from the life I designed for you. This isn't just physical fatigue, it's spiritual misalignment. You breathe, but there's no peace. You walk, but you never arrive. Even surrounded by people, you feel alone. You tried to mask it with tasks, with distraction, with acceptance and pleasure, but the void remained. I saw each attempt. I saw when you tried to outrun your pain. But the wound wasn't on the outside. It was internal. You've been living a life that doesn't bear your true name. You tried to thrive in a space that never honored your identity. You accepted beliefs that never came from heaven. The weariness that hangs over you isn't from work. It's from living far from your purpose. You've wandered because the right road was ignored, and every detour takes its toll. That heaviness on your soul, it's not mental, it's not emotional. It's your spirit crying out within a routine that is starving it. But hear me now. It's not too late. There is still time to return, to say enough to everything that looks good, but starves your soul. I didn't create you to survive in cycles without meaning. I formed you to walk in clarity, to awaken with joy, to bring peace even amid war. And the weariness you can't shake will vanish the moment you come back to me in truth. Not through routine or performance, but through honesty. What you lack isn't strength, it's reconnection. And when it happens, you will remember how it feels to truly live. There were days you thought you stood still, but I saw you were fighting just to stay standing. You weren't lazy. You were overloaded. Not weak, just drained from trying to be heard in places that wouldn't listen. They placed you where your identity was unrecognized. They asked you to be quiet when your soul was screaming the truth. You tried to conform and almost lost yourself. But still, you remained. Without applause, you didn't compromise. Without support, you didn't surrender your essence. That to heaven is a victory. I saw when you stepped back just to avoid strife. I saw when you silenced your tears to keep peace with those who saw you as a burden. I saw when you were wounded by words more piercing than silence, and still you chose love. None of it was wasted time. It was divine preservation. You were kept in a place you'd outgrown until you were strong enough to leave without looking back. What comes next requires clarity. You cannot carry what diminished you. You cannot return to what buried you. That is why I separated you. That's why I closed some doors, not to punish you, but to protect you. You may not see it yet, but the praise that never came freed you from emotional chains. The friendships that faded shielded you from betrayal. The silence you mistook for loss was a saving grace. You did not waste time. You were preserved in a season where your light was not welcome. And now the time has come, not to emerge as a victim, but as one who has endured the cycle of silence. I'm taking you into places where your voice will not be silenced, where your presence will not just be tolerated, but welcomed. What looks like warfare is protection. What surrounds you isn't a test of faith. It's a shield, guarding your soul from attacks you never even saw coming. Some situations weren't sent to teach, but to prevent tragedies. I saw what you couldn't see yet. Traps disguised as opportunities, smiles masking deceit, and shortcuts that would have led you to places your soul was never meant to endure. That's why I closed the gates. That's why the doors didn't open. That's why I placed obstacles where you longed for ease. You interpreted it as rejection, but it was covering. You thought you were being punished, but you were being preserved from wounds that would have damaged you beyond repair. Time didn't slow because you lacked effort. It slowed because the road ahead required preparation. Had you continued at your pace, you would have arrived unprotected, and I would never allow that. The unopened doors saved you. The words that never came freed you. The people who left broke invisible chains off your mind. Not all waiting is testing. Some of it is reinforcement. What you feel right now is not weakness. It's a sacred stillness, a slowdown so your soul can hear what the world has silenced. I don't want you to emerge unscathed. I want you to emerge whole. That's why I removed the noise. That's why I allowed solitude. That's why I delayed promises that were almost ready to bloom. Because your exterior looked ready, but your interior was still healing. You're being protected by an invisible strategy, and the layer you call delay, I call defense. Others won't understand. They'll judge. They'll criticize. They'll mislabel your pain as failure. But no one sees what would have shattered you if I hadn't acted. Before I release victory, I fortify your structure. Yes, it still hurts, because stripping away what exposes you is painful. But this pain will pass. And when everything is ready, there will be no hidden danger buried within your blessings. When it all feels tangled and meaningless, you're not lost in chaos. You're in my reconstruction zone. The pieces you clung to must now be released, so I can realign the puzzle of your destiny. You feel you've lost control. That's because I've stripped away what bound you to a season that's expired. You no longer have the same anchors, and that's not failure. It's foundation clearing. I am not removing things randomly. Some people, ideas, and opportunities were gently pushed aside so you wouldn't drift into a lesser destiny. What felt wrong was my hand shaking your roots to prepare new growth. Emptiness is not abandonment. It is preparation for abundance. The silence is not punishment. It is the sacred hush before revelation. The doors that closed were not rejection. They were gates of divine protection. You feel disoriented, but I am guiding you right where you need to be, even if you can't yet see the map. Change doesn't require your full understanding. It requires your full surrender. Surrender is not defeat. It is trust. I know how much it hurts when something ends without explanation. when a door closes without warning. But please understand, not every delay is to teach you patience. Some are divine detours from things that would have crushed you. While you search for reasons, I move silently behind the veil, protecting you from what would have broken you. If you only knew the falls I prevented, you would see the no was a shield, not a wound. I withheld access not to deny you, but to protect your identity, your faith, your hope. Some steps forward would have been off a cliff. I know it's hard to trust when things feel out of your control, but what you didn't receive may have spared you pain you could never have carried. The world praises open doors, but I rejoice over the ones I kept shut, the ones you didn't even notice were locked. Those are the ones that saved your life. So don't curse the silence. Don't despise the empty spaces. They are my deepest acts of care. If life denies you what you asked for, it's because I have something better, something that cannot be stolen, broken, or destroyed. Trust what is still hidden. Trust what I'm doing, even when you don't understand. The protection you don't see is more real than the answer you long for. You feel stuck, trapped in stillness while everything else moves. That sensation of stagnation drains hope and suffocates desire. But hear me clearly. You are not stuck for lack of strength. You are waiting for divine instruction. It's not a chain that holds you. It's an unanswered call, still echoing inside you. And I know what you carry. Dreams, decisions, silent prayers, and secret fears. Your spirit trembles before the unknown. Insecurity whispers lies. Doubt speaks loud. It can make it feel like the world is against you. But no, the truth is this. You were never made to race ahead without wisdom. You were never meant to leap without me. I created you to move in the right moment, to act when your soul is ready, when your path aligns with my perfect plan. What holds you back is not an external force, but a lack of confidence, both in yourself and in me. Don't you see? That small voice of hesitation within you isn't a weakness. It's a sacred alert, a signal from your soul asking for time to prepare. While you wait, I am preparing the ground. And when you move, you'll find support and strength where you never expected. While you pause, I am gathering invisible resources, opening hidden doors and placing the right people in your path. The stillness you feel is space for everything to align. Don't rush. Don't act impulsively. Honor your inner timing. But be alert, because the moment will come. And when it knocks, don't hesitate. Don't retreat. Move forward with everything you have. I will be beside you, guiding you every step. Now listen. I promise this. When you opened your eyes this morning, I wasn't just near you. I was ready to transform your story. What once looked like loss is now the seed of new beginnings. The pain that grips your chest will become strength. The wounds that seem impossible to heal will one day give others hope. You are not alone. It's no coincidence this message reached you. I'm preparing a gift beyond your imagination. This is not an empty promise. It's a heavenly pact, one I've sealed with your soul. But before that blessing is revealed, understand this. I was never the author of your pain, not your losses. not the abandonment. Those wounds were attacks meant to stop your purpose. Hell is furious because it knows I am moving in your story. That's why the pressure has increased. But nothing will prevail over what I've ordained. I saw your hidden tears. I heard the questions you whispered in silence. Why me? Why this pain? You are not being punished. You are being prepared for a mission greater than any pain you've ever known. So rise with faith. Let go of the shadows of your past. I've already written your next chapter, and it is overflowing with hope, restoration, and victory. I promise to open doors where you now see only walls. I promise to renew your strength when weariness threatens to overwhelm you. I promise to surround you with divine protection, even when no one else sees it. And most of all, I promise I will never abandon you. So hear me now. Trust. Trust even when the path looks impossible. Trust when the storm seems endless. Trust because I am with you and what I do never fails. If this word stirred your heart, declare in the comments, I believe in the transformation God promised for my life. Subscribe to continue receiving the clarity and strength your soul has been waiting for. Leave a like as a sign that my promise has already begun working for you. Beloved child, my promises are unshakable and true. They are not based on your feelings, but on my eternal faithfulness. Even when things feel uncertain, I am working. Even when the battle looks impossible, I am making a way. Even when fatigue tries to drain your soul, I am the strength no one can steal. A new beginning is coming. You will feel a peace that surpasses understanding. Doors you thought were closed will open with ease. People you've never met will be instruments of grace and provision. I will restore lost time. I will return what was stolen, multiplied, renewed, and filled with divine purpose. Your story doesn't end in pain. It begins in victory. So don't look back with sorrow. Look ahead with faith. You are so much more than what you faced. You are chosen, loved, and prepared for something great. When doubt creeps in, remember, I have never left your side. When fear tries to freeze your steps, know my hand is reaching to steady you. When loneliness closes in, I remain your constant companion. Lift your head, for the best is yet to come. Blessings are coming, waves that will surprise even those who stopped believing. Heaven is already rejoicing because your victory is guaranteed. You will one day look back and give thanks for the very battles that once broke you because they made you. You will stand as a light to those in darkness, a living witness to my power. Don't settle for less than what I have for you. Don't accept empty answers. Seek me daily with an open, honest heart. I will hear your prayers. I will answer your questions. I will heal what still hurts and guide your every step. If you feel this truth stirring in your heart, say it now. I am ready to live God's promise for my life. Subscribe and share this message so others may find the hope you've found. Leave a like as a sign of growing faith and full surrender to the promises of heaven. Beloved, listen with an open heart. I'm preparing a future that will surpass your greatest dreams. No storm, no night, No trial can extinguish the light I've placed in you. Every tear you've cried has been gathered, ready to water the fertile ground of your next season. I promise to restore broken dreams, to turn your tears into genuine joy, to open doors no one can shut, to surround you with angels who will protect your path. Don't let fear stop you. Don't let doubt silence your steps. You have a mission, one that only you can fulfill, and I am by your side to see it through. When you feel exhausted, remember, I am your ever-present help. When there seems no way out, remember, I make paths in the wilderness. When all looks impossible, remember, nothing is impossible for me. You are stronger than you know, because I strengthen you. You are more capable than you believe, because I equip you. You are loved beyond comprehension, because I love you unconditionally. Lift your head, breathe deeply. Let my peace flood you, the peace the world cannot take. Your morning will shine with the radiant light of my presence. I promise, the victory you seek is near. The desert will bloom. Sadness will be turned into dancing. You will reap abundantly the fruit of my faithfulness to you. Trust, even when the road feels long. Believe, even under cloudy skies. Wait, even when silence feels endless. Because I am working, even when you can't see it, shaping your life into a living testimony of power and grace. Write in the comments, I believe in the God who transforms my story. Subscribe to keep receiving strength for the journey, and leave a like as a sign you're ready to live the promises I have declared over you. My beloved, don't doubt the promises I've placed before you. They are the anchor that sustains your steps. I know the weight sometimes feels unbearable. The battles seem never-ending. But every step you take, no matter how small, is one step closer to what I've prepared. You will overcome it, not by your strength, but by mine. You will break through what once looked unmovable. You will see open doors where there were once only walls. You will celebrate victories that others thought were never meant for you. I promise to light your path when darkness presses in. I promise to renew your strength when discouragement tries to take root. I promise to fill every hollow place inside you. You'll wake stronger, wiser, more resilient. You'll testify that yesterday's pain became rich soil for your roots. Waiting wasn't wasted. It was preparation. The best is still ahead. Tomorrow is overflowing with possibilities you haven't yet imagined. Heaven is moving in your favor, even now, even if unseen. When doubt knocks, remember, I am your safe haven. When sadness lingers, I am your endless joy. When loneliness creeps in, I am your unfailing presence. You don't have to carry the world alone. Let me guide you. Let me carry what you can't. If this word stirred your heart, write in the comments, I trust in the promises of my God. Subscribe to continue receiving fuel for your faith, and click like as a sign your heart has said yes to my power. Beloved child, don't forget this one truth. I have never left you, and I never will. Even when everything looked lost, I was holding your spirit steady. When you doubted, I still believed in you. When you wept silently, I caught every invisible tear. Yes, the path was steep. The nights were long, but no step was wasted. Every struggle became a stepping stone. Every trial, a ladder to lift you higher. So trust. Even when the world speaks fear, trust. Even when strength feels like it's running out, believe. Even when time feels frozen, hope. Anyway, I am opening doors no one can shut. I'm stirring winds of change that will scatter doubt and usher in peace. I'm pouring blessings that will leave your life shimmering as a testimony of my love. Lift your head. Walk forward with courage. You have been chosen for greater things. You carry a light that no darkness can quench. That light will not only illuminate your path, but guide others out of theirs. Victory is nearer than you imagine. I am with you. In the silence, in the struggle, in joy, in the waiting. I am your faithful God. Write it now in the comments. I trust in God and in His promise for my life. And don't forget to subscribe and share this message, because hope shared becomes light multiplied. Now that your heart has opened to these words, understand this. You are not alone, not in calm nor in storms. Every challenge you face is not a punishment. It's an invitation to grow. An opportunity to strengthen your soul and draw you closer to the divine truth I've planted in you from the beginning. Don't fear the passing of time or the shifting seasons. I am present in them all, lovingly shaping every detail that leads to your promise. Even when your world shakes, my word remains unshaken. Behind every closed door is a plan only I understand. Even when the darkness feels endless, the light I placed within you will never flicker out. Keep listening to that quiet voice, the one crying out for truth and justice. That's no doubt. That's your divine spark. It connects you to me. It reminds you of who you truly are, chosen, beloved, irreplaceable. Do not let the noise of this world mute your conviction. Stay alert, stay rooted. Guard your ears and your eyes, for I send signs even in whispers. An unexpected word, a quiet encounter, a peace that defies explanation. These are my breadcrumbs on your path. Don't be afraid to release what no longer serves you so you can receive what's been perfectly prepared for you. Patience is a holy gift. I am cultivating it in you, not to delay but to strengthen. So when the moment comes, your steps will be sure. Though invisible, I assure you, my process is active. Every tear, every sacrifice, every battle, it carries eternal weight. So as you keep walking, do so with eyes of compassion and gratitude. See others, love them, be a light to them. Because the path of faith was never meant to be solitary. Kindness has power. A hand extended in love has reached beyond borders. A quiet prayer can shake the heavens. When adversity rises, don't retreat. I am your strength when you're weary, your refuge when fear calls your name, your compass when the way seems lost. Yes, the fight may continue for a time, but the fruit will be glorious. Every trial will become rich, holy ground. Each sunrise brings you closer to the fullness of all I've promised. And when the time comes, when the new day dawns, you will know it was all worth it. May each dawn bring with it a renewed opportunity to rise, to press forward, and to transform your story. May every moment, no matter how difficult, be part of a perfect design only I can orchestrate. Now more than ever, open your heart to receive my love without reservation. Leave fear and doubt behind and walk with steady steps into all that awaits you. The path ahead may feel uncertain, but my hand will never release yours. Stay attentive to my voice, to the signs I give, and walk with courage, because the future I have prepared for you is greater than you can imagine. Understand this truth. Difficulties are merely passing shadows, contrasting the eternal light that dwells within you. When your strength falters and discouragement threatens to overtake you, remember, those feelings don't define your reality. They are invitations to lift your gaze to me, to find the encouragement your soul truly needs. Don't let spiritual fatigue overcome you. Each time you feel you cannot go on, I am already there, ready to lift you, renew you, and remind you that your story will never end in darkness. It is during the silence, those moments of stillness and solitude, that I do my deepest work. Do not mistake silence for absence. In those quiet places, I am strengthening your spirit and arranging every detail so that, when the time comes, you can walk boldly into the fullness of what I've designed for you. Stay in the stillness with me. Listen closely, for in that space you will hear the instructions that can shift your entire life. Don't chase quick answers or rely on the noise outside you. Haste is the enemy of spiritual clarity. Wait with active patience. Trust that everything arrives at its appointed time. My time is not your time, but it is always perfect. Surrender your anxiety, your worries, your doubts. Allow my peace, which surpasses all understanding, to flood your heart and guard your mind. In the meantime, nurture your soul. Feed it with my word. Protect it through prayer. Surround it with people who speak life. Not every path is yours to walk. Discernment will be your ally. Don't be ashamed to stop or say no when something doesn't echo the truth I've written within you. Each step, no matter how small, is significant. Every fall is a chance to rise wiser and stronger. Don't let the fear of failure paralyze you. True failure is never trying at all. I am your refuge and your shield. Nothing and no one can separate you from the purpose I've placed in your life. Trust the transformation I'm doing within you, not from the outside in, but from the inside out. You may not see the external changes immediately, but deep within, renewal is constant. Your character is growing stronger. Your faith is becoming unshakable. Your soul is being prepared to carry the fullness of what is coming. Remain steadfast. The process may feel slow, but it is sacred and necessary. Remember, my love for you is unconditional and eternal. It does not falter with your failures. It is not deterred by your doubt. I will always lift you. I will always forgive. I will always guide. My mercies are new every morning. My commitment to you is eternal. So, beloved child, hold tightly to this truth. Do not let the voices of the world or your own fears make you forget who you are or who I am to you. In the midst of storms, be calm. In uncertainty, be living faith. In the battle, be the warrior I have trained to conquer. The road may stretch long and be lined with trials, but keep your eyes on me. I am the author and finisher of your faith, and nothing can steal the inheritance I've prepared for you. Every experience, every trial, every tear and moment of doubt, it has all served a greater purpose. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. It has all been part of my perfect design to shape your character, strengthen your spirit, and prepare you for the glory to come. Don't compare your journey to another's. My path for you is sacred and uniquely yours. Yes, you will feel afraid at times. You'll feel weary. You'll want to give up. But this is where you cling more tightly to me. Do not fear change. I am the one who opens and closes doors. Even if you can't see the whole road, I can. I walk ahead of you. Learn to recognize my voice among the noise. Do not settle for superficial things. Seek me in the deep places of your soul. There, you will find peace. There, you will find strength. Don't let doubt steal your hope. Don't let the voices of the world drown out your destiny. You were created to overcome. Faith is not the absence of fear. It is the courage to move forward despite it. When you feel weak, remember, my power is made perfect in your weakness. When you feel drained, remember, I am your fortress and your shelter. When fear clutches your heart, remember, my love is stronger than all fear. So, rise now. Lift your face to the morning light. Let my peace fill you, the kind that no storm can steal. You are my beloved. You are secure in my love, and you are never alone. Remain in constant prayer, not only with words, but with an open and sincere heart. Allow my spirit to guide you, comfort you, and lead you into truth. Do not grow weary in seeking me, for I never grow weary of seeking you. Every step you take toward me, I take two toward you. And when the moment of victory arrives, don't forget to celebrate the small wins along the way. They are the glimmers of the great triumph drawing near. Do not diminish your progress or underestimate the quiet power of perseverance. What now feels slow or unseen is the very foundation of your glorious future. Keep hope alive. Hope is the light that leads you through the darkest paths. Hold tightly to the promise that the desert will bloom, that sorrow will turn to dancing, and that my peace, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind. Nothing you are going through escapes my sight. Every circumstance is being shaped for your good and for the radiant manifestation of my glory in your life. My son, my daughter, do not be discouraged. Even when the road is hard, you are never walking alone. I am with you in every step, in every tear, in every breath. Trust that what seems like loss will become abundant gain. Trust that your story is being rewritten with the ink of eternal love and living hope. And with that renewed trust, I invite you to move forward, with courage, with conviction, and with the certainty that the best is still to come. Because I, your faithful God, will never abandon you. Closing prayer. My dear son, my beloved daughter, come into my presence with all your heart. I receive you just as you are, with doubts, with wounds, with weariness, and with the flicker of faith that still reaches for me. I give you strength when yours runs dry. I give you light when the shadows surround you. I cover you in a peace no man can take away. Lord, Envelop my child with your infinite love. Renew their strength daily, even when the road grows steep. I entrust my future, my life, and my hope into your hands. Make me an instrument of your peace and your love. Let your light shine through me, and may I never forget your faithfulness. Thank you, Lord, because you are my God, my protector, and my friend. In you, I find strength, rest, and true joy. May it be so today and always. Amen.